Guys, we are really going into talking about the deficit and the surplus, and I'm going to explain to you exactly what these mean. Calorie surplus versus calorie deficit. So when you're eating at a surplus, you're eating more than you need to sustain your diet, right? If you're eating at a deficit, you're eating less than. So a lot of the times, us as non-intuitive people, or people that are just kind of going with the whim, going with the flow, will eat these huge, massive meals, right? Thinking, oh, it's just one meal, not really tracking anything. But in reality, you're probably eating 1,000 to 2,000 calories in that one meal, right? And you're not realizing it. And you only probably need 1,500, right? So let's say for an example. I love to eat big meals. I'm a big meal kind of guy. My basic TDEE to maintain my lean muscle mass frame, 121 or 23 pounds of lean muscle, and I definitely have to improve that, but it is what it is about 1,562 calories. So if I'm eating a big meal, I'll tell you what I had last night. 2 cinnamon buns. I had a little bit of this protein cookie dough. Shout out to Noel on here who made this really cool recipe. Looking at about 400 calories in that. Didn't finish it. And then 3 egg sandwiches with lettuce and feta cheese in it. Omelet sandwiches. I'm looking at probably 1,600 to 1,700 calories right there. So already I'm at a caloric surplus. And this is how people get trapped in not realizing that their diet is actually hurting them more than it's helping them. And I'm going to give you guys a tool to beat this in a second. So understanding what your, if I'm looking down, it's because I'm writing. Understanding what your TDEE is, right? Your metabolic or your caloric intake. What does it take for you to maintain your weight? Is step number 1 when it comes to understanding how you're going to either put on more muscle or lose weight and get shredded for the summer. This is a cheat code. Like, it's so key to understanding this, so powerful, because once you understand this number, once you understand what this is for you, the whole game ballpark changes. Now you understand that, okay, I have to first calculate this number. So your height, your age, your activity level. Okay, now I know that it's between 1,000 to whatever calories. Now, whenever you go out into your life, every meal that you eat is either going to give you a positive reward or a negative reward, and it's going to add to that total caloric amount. So you have to be wise now to think about, okay, am I eating less than to maintain this slender physique, or am I eating more than and am I gaining weight today, right? Did I work out today? Did I burn calories to earn this meal today, right? These things all apply because they add to this core value of understanding your TDEE, right? So this is really powerful information. So now that we understand, let's say what your TDEE is, and by the way, guys, a great way to find out what your TDEE is, right? So your total daily energy expenditure is to go on to Google, type in what a TDEE calculator. They're absolutely free, just like my advice videos. And what you could do is you could type in all of your information, and it'll input and calculate to the closest accuracy what your energy expenditure could be. Now, of course, it is subject to change considering your age, activity level, work, right, things of that nature, and your genetic history as well. But on average, you're going to find a number that you can work with. So I want you to write that number down, right, that you get, and now I want you to write down what your goal is. And this is going to be a second video that I'm going to make, but I'm going to talk a little bit about it now. You need to know what your goal is. You need to figure out what is it that you want to accomplish. So I'll use myself as a space goat. For me, I want to pack on a good, before my career is done, a good solid 20 to 30 more pounds of lean muscle on my frame, right? That's going to take me, if I do everything properly, a good 3 to 5 years, right? And if I do things properly while maintaining a body fat percentage between 10 to 15, anywhere in between there. So that's going to take me some time. That means that I'm probably going to have to go on a caloric surplus, right? But now we talk about the quality of that surplus, right? So surplus means to eat more than. So for example, if my caloric amount or my TDE is 1,600 calories per day, to maintain being 145 pounds. I'm gonna have to find out a way to get 1,600 calories into my body, or 1,700 or 1,800, a caloric surplus of just 100 or 200 more calories per day. And these foods need to be nutrient dense and high protein to combat my goals of being lean. Now, if you dirty bulk, you can also get to this goal where you'll put on a lot more mass, but the problem is you'll gain more body fat, right? So it's subject on the person, depends on what you want to do and where you're at. I'm not that young teenager guy who can go out there and dirty bulk and just have my metabolism work for me at whim. That's not how my body works. I'm pushing 30 soon, guys. So, it's completely different. Now, let's say for an example, I'm at 1,600 calories, and I'll tell you guys a little story. Past 4 days, I broke my fast last night. I was on a 4-day no calorie diet. It's like I literally didn't eat food for 4 days, right? Just water. During that time, I did 25,000 steps every single day. I did one calisthenic workout and then one training session in the gym, which I will be going to now. And during that time, my TDEE, right, my caloric amount that was needed for my body to function was 1,600 calories, but I ate no food. So because I ate no food for 4 days, even for the 1 day, but because 25,000 steps is around 1,000 calories being burned, then on top of that, going on the cardio machine is another 400, 600 calories being burned, and then going to the gym is another good 500, 400 calories being burned. Now I'm putting my body in a state where it's naturally just going to have to burn body fuel, like fuel in my body, without having nourishment. It's mentally draining, and I was on a deficit during those 4 days, but during those 4 days, I lost a good solid 4 to 5 pounds, right? So understanding how deficits and surpluses apply transform the way that you get to your goal, right? And this is how you should understand the beginnings of your fitness journey, right? Are you looking to get on a surplus, and why? Are you looking to get on a deficit, and why? Why do these two things help to your goal, and what is your goal? What is your goal? What are you looking to obtain? Are you looking to lean out? Are you looking to lean out? Then you're probably gonna have to go on a deficit. Are you looking to put on more muscle? Then likely you're gonna have to go on a surplus. Now we're gonna talk about lean bulking, lean cutting, all sorts of stuff. Mass gaining. We're gonna talk about bad carbs, good carbs, all of that stuff. We're going to talk a little bit more about TDEE in a second as well too. But on average, guys, this information alone is going to transform the way that you think about food. When you start to intuitively eat and you're starting to gain weight well out of proportion, it is likely that you are just, as simple as this, guys, you're just eating more than you need to eat and you're not moving enough. So a simple, free personal training tip that I can give you guys, right? You're not going to need anything for me to give this to you. If you are overweight, the problem is that you're letting your emotions choose foods for you that you shouldn't be eating, and now you're overindulging without considering how much your body actually needs to burn that weight, right? So if you think of the morbidly obese person, they're eating thousands of calories, right? But their body does not require them to move that much. So one advice that I always give people, if you're in the overweight position, consider just walking for long periods of time. What this is going to do for you is it's going to cause you, like let's say you try to take on the 25K step challenge for 7 days. What this is going to do for you is you're going to burn 1,000 calories in about 3 to 4 hours of walking. And then if you add in going to the gym, you're burning close to 1,500 calories per day. You can start to lower your TDEE by 100 to 200 calories. And every single week, you'd probably drop about 0.5 pounds of muscle. And that's a healthy way to do it, right? Or you can do what I do, and for 4 days, I'm gonna go 3 days in the week, usually, just go without food. And I know that's challenging to hear, but why I'm doing it is because I'm training my body to not only heal itself a little bit better and digest itself better, but I'm also training my body to ramp up the metabolism and to burn off any unnecessary fat that's stored in my body while I'm keeping myself as active as possible. So the high activity plus the minimized calorie intake is helping me maintain my goal a little bit better. So during the other 4 days of the week, I can be a little bit more sloppier with my diet, and I can be a little bit more uncontrolled, as long as I'm going and I'm hitting my workouts consistently, and I'm making sure that I'm getting my protein goal met. So I know that's an insufficient way for me to get to my goal, but fasting has been transformative in my life when it comes to understanding deficits and surpluses and how to apply them. Now, it is extreme, right? Fasting and eating for without 3 days is extreme. I don't recommend that for everybody, especially if you're doing a high volume task that requires a lot of work. But if you are somebody that needs to take control of their eating habits and needs to take control of understanding the power of surpluses and deficits, and you want to lean yourself out, fasting is one of the most fundamental ways that I think that I can give you free advice on. You don't need to pay anybody for anything on that can help you lean out and get you to a healthier, leaner body fat disposition, while also teaching yourself the power of the deficit. And I think this is the whole point of this video. You want to teach yourself how to be able to understand the power of a deficit or a surplus. Most of us don't understand it. We just intuitively eat, right? Just whatever comes our way. The donut at work, it's this, it's that, it's the Timbits, it's all these things, but you're not realizing that all of these things at the end of the day are affecting your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure. It's the one thing that will bring you over, right? And if you do this consistently enough, it's what makes you gain weight in the long run. So for any of you that need help with personal training, I would love to help you out. I'm off to go to the gym right now, but this video is specifically talking to you guys about surpluses and deficits, right? So the two things, who should go on a deficit, who should go on a surplus. I'm gonna make a video on that soon, and we're also gonna talk to you about your goals in the next video. Be blessed. This is Ethan J Personal Training, helping you guys get into shape. As somebody who has been a hard gainer my entire life, my passion is fitness. I absolutely love it. I don't have the greatest genetics. As you can tell, I have a long way to go. I still have some asymmetry in my body that I gotta get fixed out, but I love what I do. I love being able to help people. I love helping people get into their shapes, and I would do it for free if I could, and this is an example of it. Teaching you guys how to master nutrition one step at a time, and fitness as well too, one step at a time. Go get your fitness, go get your workout, make sure that you're challenging your body and your muscles to grow, right? Because it's super important. You gotta put some resistance on the body, so do that. Be blessed, enjoy the day, and we'll find another one soon.